Hello, yes. Welcome everyone, just like every day. Today too, you are welcome to the Nifty Market Analysis, the raw session. This is an after-market analysis session where we look at the Indian markets Nifty and Bank Nifty after the market closes to see what happened, how our order could have helped us. Where on the footprint we saw buyer's interest, where we saw seller's interest. If you are new and want to learn order flow, want to learn to read the footprint well, then you can join this live session daily at 5 p.m. You will find the link to this live session on the GoCharting Telegram and Discord community before 5 p.m. And if you are using GoCharting at that particular time, you will also find the link to this webinar in the notifications. In any case, if you miss this webinar, then you can watch the recording of this webinar on all GoCharting YouTube channels, and the links to all YouTube channels are provided in the description. Go ahead. Definitely subscribe and watch the videos. Before moving to cut print, let's take a look at the levels of volume profiles to see what confirmations the volume profiles have provided us. If we look at yesterday's volume profile, there was a significant note of the volume profile, okay? For this large volume profile, we mark the value area law, mark the value area at the low. Another good confirmation was that the VPOC zone was also here. So due to the large node, we divided it into two parts, value area high and value area low. Now let's see what confirmations the order flow gave us on these volume profile levels, how the footprint provided any confirmations. In case this value area low breaks, then the next volume profile we had here, in case it breaks to the upside, then the volume profile area of the past few sessions was this. Before reading the footprint, you should know what delta is, because with the help of delta, we can here read the footprint. Now, what is this delta? In simple language, delta is the difference between buyers and sellers. Like, we take the first candle. In the first candle, what is this top value? This is the value of delta. You can see the delta. What is the value? It means 74,000 with a negative sign in front and inside a red box. The delta value of this candle is such that whenever there is a negative sign in front of the value and the value is inside a red box, so that means it's a negative delta. Negative delta directly refers to the seller. It means wherever there is a mention of negative delta, it is referring to the sellers. Now, how is the value of delta formed? We do one thing on the right side. In the footprint, we have buyers. On the left side, we have sellers. Okay, so for the sellers, on the left side, we take a round figure that this becomes 1,74,000. Okay, buyers are formed there, here only 1 lakh. So what is the difference? 74,000. Okay, you're paying so the same. The delta has indicated to us here that within this particular candle, there are 74,000. Sellers are more compared to buyers. Now let's look at the next candle in the same way. What is the delta of this candle? It's positive. Now, how is this a positive delta? Firstly, there is no negative sign in front of the value and it's inside the green box. So this positive delta means that the first candle had a negative delta and this candle has a positive delta. A positive delta means directly buyer. Positive means buyer. Negative means seller. Just like in this candle, there were more sellers. But in this candle, when we added buyers and sellers, there were more buyers. Now the delta is helping us in every way. For example, if we pick any candle, like we pick the first candle, and looked at the delta value, it shows more sellers. We picked this candle, looked at the delta, and it shows more buyers. The essence of each candle is coming before us. Within this particular candle, who is more, the buyer or the seller, is coming before us for every candle, okay? Now, how will we read this? First of all, these are the levels of volume profiles. When we picked up the first candle, what came out here was how much negative delta there is. 74,000. Now, before reading the footprint, one more thing. Like the delta of the first candle, the delta of the second candle, okay? The delta of the third candle. Then, look, is this. This is the delta of this candle. Now we will talk about both negative and positive delta. 74,000 delta, 41,000 delta, 41,000 delta, and 26,000 delta. Meaning, the delta values of these candles are quite high, whether it is on the positive side or the negative side. Now look at this candle, just 1,000, just 4,000, just 4,000, just 4,000, just 1,000, okay, just 1,000, and just 11,000. It means there are two types of deltas. One delta whose value is quite high when combining positive and negative, okay, and the other where the candles have a very low delta, which means there has been very little buying and selling within those candles. And the candles that have a high delta, whether it's on the positive side or the negative side, those candles show strong buying and selling. The candles that exhibit strong buying and selling are the ones with the potential to move the market, because heavy buying and heavy selling occur in those candles. So, what value should we consider for delta? Let's say around 30K or above 30K, any delta in that range will be a good delta. We will pick those candles and gradually move forward by reading the footprints of those candles. Okay, the first candle, how about 30? The delta of the first candle is always high. So trade it very carefully. What did the first candle tell us? There is a significant amount of selling activity within this candle. The delta has indicated, right? There are quite a few sellers. So what is more prevalent is selling. So we will go to the selling side. On the footprint, sellers are on the left side. And now we will look at the point on the right side, where the most selling has occurred. Look where it happened. See the selling at 58. Look. Quickly go over to the selling side once. The most selling occurred at 58, then at 48, and then at 27, meaning this is the zone where the most selling activity has occurred. Okay? And this is also yesterday's volume, value area, low, yes. The value area low of the volume node. And this is also where the weak zone is, where significant selling was observed. Now, see what happened in the next candle. Again, the first candle's volume remains a bit high. Many times we don't even see movement in that direction. Now, what happened in the next candle is that there were more buyers, meaning there was selling in the first candle, but in the next candle, there was an equal amount of buying activity. Look at this, 46, buying activity. And where did this buying activity occur? In the selling zone of this candle. Breaking through that, buying activity occurred here. Okay, let's wait a little more. The next candle is a neutral candle, but the price held above this selling zone. In the next candle, there was another buying activity, and this is the buying zone. If we carefully read the first four candles, what do we observe? There was a selling activity. Inside the first candle, the buyers came back and broke the selling zone. What does this mean? It simply means that all the selling activity that occurred within this candle has been completely absorbed. Now, whenever selling is absorbed, that zone, which acted as a resistance, starts functioning as a support zone. Selling came. It got absorbed. In the next candle, picks a significant buying activity up, meaning substantial buying started to occur. right now, there is a positive delta everywhere. Look. As you proceed, the delta value is negative, but 4, 1, 2, it doesn't matter. This was the zone where the selling absorption occurred, and then buyers came in. The price came back on the pullback to where the selling was absorbed, and additionally, this zone is also yesterday's VPAC zone, which held. Tapped it well, no selling activity at all. Look at this, no selling on the 4K, and it gave an upward movement. Now, how did it give this upward movement? It did so with strong buying. And as you can see, it touched yesterday's Valeria high. And juice net, but there was a buying activity. Buying activity of 18, then buying activity of 22, then buying activity of 26, then buying activity of 21, then buying activity of 11, meaning everywhere. There is buying activity around 30. And the price is also moving easily. There was a selling exhaustion here, wire centers were done, a pullback occurred, and a significant upward movement was observed. Nowhere was any selling activity seen. There was considerable buying activity observed here, but it wasn't the kind of buying activity that we could say this zone could work as a support zone. Okay. According to the delta, as soon as today's high was touched, light selling started to come in, but no strong selling was observed. Again, if we consider the delta of TK, there was significant selling from 20 to 27K, but this is the zone where we need to find some bullishness. Okay, up to here. After that, the market today, especially if we look at Nifty, did not show any delta above 30 in any candle thereafter. This was the confirmation that until there is a large volume, it means there will be no movement. Like in this candle, there was a significant volume. In the next candle, there was a significant volume. And this zone did a very good job moving the pullbacks and prices well with decent volume, with decent buying. But after this candle, from this zone to here, neither heavy buying nor heavy selling came in. Okay, so how do we know? Now this movement will come. Now this movement will come. Nothing happened, neither on the buying side nor on the selling side, which is a confirmation that yes, today's market is sideways, and the significant volume stepping that occurred. If it had returned to this zone, we could have planned some bullish movement, but the market didn't even come here. It came here, and no volume came in, which was a solid confirmation that yes, it could be sideways. This was today's Nifty. When what we observed in Nifty was that significant volume was only seen here, and this volume gave us a bullish confirmation and a business moment as well. But after this moment, nothing significant in terms of heavy buying or heavy selling came, which was an indication that it could remain sideways somewhere. Now let's look at Bank Nifty. In Bank Nifty today, we also had solid confirmation. What was the solid confirmation? Bank Nifty gave a good turn. Okay, but let's see what kind of confirmation it was. We have yesterday's VPOK zone. Similar to Nifty. This is yesterday's VPOK zone. What happened in the first candle? Selling came in. Where did the most selling occur? Look at this. At 9.8 ending Bakid. Okay. In the next candle. But no buying came in the next one. Solid. Because of a delta of 1. But it came above this selling zone. The next candle. Again came up. Again came up. What does this mean? That the selling that happened was also absorbed here. Because the price easily went above all zones. Selling absorption happened. The market was easily held. And in the next 3 candles, there were no buyers. So there was no selling pressure anywhere. And after that, there was a solid upside movement in Bank Nifty as well. But in this upside movement, we got a confirmation. What confirmation did we get? Just like there was buying in Nifty, but the price wasn't moving much, there was a difference here. A positive delta of 10,000, 7,500 again. Everywhere a positive delta of 10,000, 12,000. Where did the first big buying occur? It happened within this candle. 6,000, 6,000, okay, meaning this was the zone where the first buying was initiated and the second buying was initiated here. The price on the upside came down. And in this downward movement, what did it do? Whatever buying was happening here, it absorbed all of it, meaning it broke the buying zone. And the first buying that was initiated acted as a support zone. Look, it happened within this zone. If you mark that zone, see a rejection came within this pullback. A solid confirmation was that selling happened here. You all find out, and all this selling, the next candle told us in this candle that selling is happening here, and this candle told us that all the selling is being absorbed here, and selling is a trend reversal, a pullback, or another side movement. This was today's Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now, whatever doubts you have, unmute and ask.